I have no interest in more of their lies. And neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition. A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain, and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
I didn't think Sombrin was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately. I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate. He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this... I'm worried about him. You must remember, the book Evely gave him, Lyranth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity. Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombrin's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what he just did... I've tried. But he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work this out for himself. I just hope he can do that soon, before he lets that rage and frustration destroy him.
That man, Sombrin, he seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Empress? There is so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morikar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morikar said, is it true? Am I an ambition? Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions. Right. Morikar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be. Look, your friend Evely wants to talk to you, and I need a moment to think this through. But don't worry, I'm with you to the end. I promise.
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyranth and I managed to find Sombrin and Kalia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition? That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombrin blasted them into non-existence? Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyranth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is? That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment.
You're one of us, Anchorite. An ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyranth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly. Mortals. Always so unpredictable. As annoying as that is, perhaps that's what keeps me so interested. You and Evely head to the Isle of Joys. See what you can find there. I will follow the anchorite. I want to keep an eye on Sombrin. No, and his erratic behavior worries me. Mortal minds were not meant to read the Mysterium, Xerxes. I'm wary about him separating the anchorite from us as well. We're going to need her once you determine the nature of this contingency plan. My reaction is irrelevant. The anchorite recently had her memories returned to her and has yet to make sense of them all. Now she discovers she's also an ambition of Mehrunes Dagon, and a tool of a father she didn't know. I understand her motivations. Have you not realized after all this time that I have my ways, little mortal? I found Sombrin and Kalia once. I can do so again. In the meantime, you and Evely should search the Isle of Joys. We must discover this plan that Emperor Morikar spoke of.
If I were the anchorite, I'd want answers too. I still have a bad feeling about this, though. Something about Sombrin was off. I don't remember him being so quick to anger back in Blackwood. As much as I want to, no. Someone has to investigate the Isle of Joys. We should stick together and take care of that. The anchorite, though, she'll be all right, right? Good to hear. I barely know her, so I wasn't sure. Besides, Kalia's with them. She'll keep Sombrin from doing anything too crazy, I'm sure. We just have to trust that the anchorite knows what she's doing. Everything will be fine. Now let's go! The island over there. This portal should get us across. The Isle of Joys is just off the coast here. We should be able to use this portal to get across. Let's go. Imperial ruins. This must be the Isle of Joys. Imperial structures in the Deadlands. This has to be the Longhouse Emperor's retreat. Let's look around and see what we can find. I don't think Emperor Morakar had any reason to lie to you. Do you? There must be something here to help us. The documents describe the Isle of Joys as a hunting retreat. They must have hunted Daedra. The Ego Nimic? What's that? A map. It looks like the inside of one of those doom vaults we found. Hang on to that. That ring looks a lot like the Anchorite's amulet. I think we found All right, this was a productive trip. At least Emperor Morakar's ghost didn't lie about leaving stuff here. Let's view what we found. Yeah, I noticed that straight away. Maybe they were part of a set, and this one was Emperor Morakar's? And look, it has some weird runes etched into the surface. They might be important. Hold on to it. What about that journal? Let me see. The Ego Nimic is some sort of name? Says it has the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That's huge. But whatever we need to access it isn't here. It's in the Anchorite's vault. I still can't believe she's an ambition. What about that map? Didn't we explore all the vaults in Blackwood? Wait a moment. I did read about one other vault. Doom Vault Volpanaz. It was cracked open and ransacked during Varen's revolution, so I assumed any ambition inside it was long gone. Really? You explored another vault without me? You're trying to make me look bad. What did you find? Tell me there was something there that connects to all this. Did you get to search it all? I guess if you'd found the key to a weapon that could banish Mehrunes Dagon in there, you would have told us about it. Well, we can't give up now. This is still worth looking into. Maybe this mark indicates a hidden portion of the vault that you didn't spot last time. We have to at least try. I'll meet you there.
family, you have to know how to scrap. Feeling chatty, are we? What would you like to talk about? I've never felt so vulnerable. I've exposed of myself to you. You haven't run away screaming, so I guess that's a good sign.